All right, when you're doing laminate work, we would always get to a situation where we had to put a sink in, and it seemed like every time we put a sink in, it was near impossible to make a sink cutout and then enlarge that cutout just a little bit. And that's one thing I noticed that was really nice about the Festool unit. And let me just get the cord here. Again, I'm going to use the barrel grip saw. And this time what I've done, I've got a blade that has a lot more teeth in it, so it's going to give us a little bit smoother cut. And then also I've inserted what's called a splinter guard. Mm-hmm. And this is a little piece of plastic that slides back and forth. And simply, you just take it like that, knock it on the edge of your board, so you're making a cut right into it. Mm-hmm. So that's going to give you a splinter guard on top. So I'm just going to cut a little bit on this board. Okay, now look at how clean that is in plastic laminate.
Everybody's got to see that, because I've cut a lot of laminate tops over the year installing them. Now, this is plain high pressure laminate.
Right.
But if you'll notice on the edge, and you can see it here on both sides, there's not one bit of chip out there. So now, for an installer that does laminate work, especially sink cutouts.
Right. I mean, that's good enough that you could almost, if you screwed up on a job and had to cut something off and re-edge band this, that would almost work. But what I wanted to point out that I think is really cool about this, if I had to enlarge this just a little bit, say a half a cut, almost every saw that I've ever used, and I'm sure you guys have had the same thing happen, the blade veers out away from the work. And what I want to show you, can we get a close-up on this one, Dave, right here? Is this clamp in the way? Okay, let me just pull that off.
I'll hold this.
Because I want you to see, I think this is really kind of neat. You can actually just take a partial cut off of it. And enlarge that. And let me just turn this around. It's a little bit hard, but as you can see right here, this is absolutely perfectly straight up and down. There's no chipping. I've been able to go into the work and come out and enlarge that just a little bit. And, you know, for those of you that haven't done that, you're thinking, oh, what a big deal. It makes no difference. But believe me, when you're using a lousy jigsaw and it goes out halfway, you end up breaking a blade, bending a blade, not being able to finish the job.
And the other thing that's important is this is, as everybody can see, this is an upcut blade. Right. So you weren't using a typical downstroke cut.
No special blade required.
Exactly. This is upstroke. And so to make a cut that clean with an upstroke blade, no tape, nothing. Right. Just crystal clear. You can't beat that. Just absolutely phenomenal. First time I saw it, it just impressed me. Now, as far as I know, this is the only jigsaw on the market like that.
As far as I know, you're right. That's my understanding.
Yeah, so anybody that does work, especially laminate work, same thing applies to solid surface, although you have to be concerned about leaving the scoring line in the side wall of the material. At least you're not worried about pulling chips out if you're using the chip guard.
Okay. Now, in solid surface, a lot of guys do use jigsaws, but you got to stay well away from your cut because it actually can cause horizontal fractures, correct?
Correct, yeah. It causes what's called a stress riser. Also, one other thing really quickly, and I know we're racing before the break, this can also be used with the straight edges.
That's right, and actually we have the attachment for that, and I can't find it. I have to apologize, but you can set this up with the Festool straight edge. There's a little plate that snaps on here and rides on the straight edge and allow you to cut perfectly straight with that as well. And maybe what we'll do is when I find it in all our stuff, one show, we'll just pull it out really quick and just, you know, let you see it.
Excellent, excellent. Well, once again, the blade tilts without any problem, so you can cut any angle, dust collection. You can adjust it for a very smooth or a fine or an aggressive cut. Great tool.